What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wombo Combo Show. My name is Ben Kepler.
I'm Lou Bertha. How you guys doing today?
I'm Ben Yukonis.
All right, guys. Well, hey, let's get started. We got a lot to cover today. First thing I did want to bring up, because ends on Tuesday of this week, we have our T-shirt contest. Go to the link in our bio. Go to our YouTube page at The Wombo Combo Show. Give us a subscribe. Like the video, and you'll be entered for your chance to win a free T-shirt.
Put a comment. Say you entered. Because we can't see all the subscribers because a lot of you guys have your sub set as private. So just put a comment being like, hey, I liked and subscribed.
Yeah, give
Here's
us a
comment
thumbs up.
just so we know that you're there and we can enter you in the contest.
Absolutely. Good idea there, Lou. Yeah, but it's a nice T-shirt, too. I
nice
mean,
T-shirt.
like, we don't even have one. We wanted to make sure they were available to you guys first. So, yeah, go give us a subscribe and comment below the video, and we'll get you in there, and maybe you'll win. Come back Tuesday when we'll have the announcement of the two winners. So,
Hell yeah.
Can't wait for that. First game, guys, we want to just recap the Thursday night game, which was a thriller. Went to overtime. Kirk,
Captain
500
Kirk,
yards.
primetime Kirk.
Dude, how good was he, though? I had texted
He was
in our
insane.
in our fantasy football group chat. I had texted, I'm feeling a Kirko comeback, and wow.
He kicked
Wow.
ass.
Couple players from that game that were amazing. First, I wanted to talk about Drake, not the singer, Drake London.
We're big Kendrick guys here.
Yeah,
No
big,
Drake.
yeah, Team Kendrick for sure. Drake London had an amazing game, like over 150 yards, touchdown.
Yeah.
Like really pronunciating day of like I'm a number one
Yeah.
wide receiver. That was
He looked
awesome.
great.
Ben, we were kind of wrong on one of our players from last week. We were talking about Ray McLeod. Ray
Yeah, he
McLeod.
I told you guys Ray McLeod was going to kill it.
He
decent.
didn't kill it. He met his projections in fantasy.
Okay,
He did
which
all
is
But still, wasn't expecting that.
yeah, wasn't
Like,
expecting that.
Was not expecting it.
They said he was going to get like 11 points PPR, and somehow he did. But yeah, it was a crazy game. Buccaneers didn't get a chance in overtime. Falcons win the toss, go down, score the touchdown. Game's over.
Brutal.
Young Hoku, your kicker,
Yep. Killed it. He's 2 weeks in a row.
killed it. I don't know if killed it.
He
is
missed
the right.
two field goals in a row.
He missed 2 field goals from the same distance twice.
One of them was blocked.
Oh, I guess it was.
Well,
blocked.
even the one that was on the penalty when he missed it the first time and he got to re-kick it because of the penalty, and he missed it the second time.
All right, guys. I mean, he had like almost 19 points in fantasy. I mean, I'll take that from a kicker.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That is a pretty good day. We play ours. I don't know if you guys do your fantasy leagues like this. Something new that we adopted. I think we all love it. We do kicking yards for field goals. We don't do like from the 50, it's this many points or anything like that. It's a 42-yard field goal.
4.2
You get
points.
4.2 points.
Yeah, we like that a lot. So think about that. If you don't do it in your league, give it a try. It's an awesome setting. Other than that game, did you have anything else for it? I had a parlay that busted. I needed Tampa -2.5. Everything else hit for me. I had certain amount of kicks, certain amount of yards out of players. It all hit, and then they didn't win.
I had Tampa Bay winning. I have a parlay. I round robin it, so it's not dead yet. I can't win the maximum amount though because Tampa Bay, lost.
Wah, 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 wah. Ben, do you have anything?
I mean, Mooney had a day too, fantasy-wise.
Yeah. Did you?
He had 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, Mooney destroyed me. I'm actually playing against
He had
Mooney
2
this
touchdowns.
week. He's a filler for somebody, and that's the worst thing to happen when the bye week fill-in player goes
Yeah,
off. You're
yeah.
like, dude. I mean, what a way to start the week.
Yeah.
Thursday night football. The filler player kills it.
Yep.
You didn't have any bets, did you?
No, I didn't have any bets. for this
Okay.
game.
Well, hey, you got all your money still, unlike me and Lou. So
Yeah, I did pick the Falcons.
you did pick the Falcons.
pick
I think we
Yes.
picked the Bucks.
Yeah, him and Carrick
Yeah,
each
me
picked
and
the
Carrick
Falcons.
So we're
Falcons.
down 1 to start the week too, Lou. Not looking good.
Womp womp.
But hey, you know what is awesome? Tomorrow morning, across the pond in good old London,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna have football at
Oh.
9:30 in the morning.
We're going to eat beans and toast and watch some football.
Crikey!
Crikey, man.
I don't know if that's
Crikey's
that's
Australian, guys.
Yeah, whatever.
We're not really
Who cares?
culturally adept, I guess.
I guess.
But hey, it's going to be the New York Jets versus the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. Games in Waterford, England. I'm guessing that's the one of the pitches for
Soccer, yeah.
probably a huge stadium.
Expect an injury because the stadiums are made for soccer.
Yeah, that is true. That's like
They're not made for
Yeah,
football.
they're
There's a
not
lot
made
more
for football.
hard cutting in football than soccer.
Yeah,
Someone's going to get hurt. I guarantee it.
No, last
Put
year.
money, if you can put money on that, I mean, that's horrible. But, I'd put money on someone getting
I
hurt.
wouldn't do that. That's a.
That's
yeah,
what I said. I
would
said
never put
morally
money
not great, but,
on someone
it's going to
getting hurt.
happen.
Where's
That's
your
going to
head
happen.
Anyways, but for that game, he's kind of right though. They are made for soccer fields. If you guys
Yeah, I'm
watch,
not wishing for it. I'm just saying.
all right, jeez, Zesty over here in the corner today.
Yeah.
But do you remember when they played in Brazil? How terrible the field was for that.
Yeah, dude,
So
it was awful.
You aren't.
Everyone was slipping and
You aren't
sliding.
I'm not wrong.
But 9:30 in the morning, if you live on the East Coast, imagine you live on the West Coast and you're in California and you have to watch this game at 6:30 in the morning. Ben, would you wake up for that?
No,
Not even if it was
No,
your
I
starting
would
two
hate-
quarterbacks, both of them?
I would hate it.
Nah,
I would hate it if I
could
was
do
No,
on
I
the West
couldn't do
Coast.
that.
I'm like a super fan, and I could not wake up at 6 in the morning to be ready for football. Vikings news: T.J. Hawkinson activated for practice. Got a 21-day window before he can play, or that he needs to show up and play for.
Yeah, yeah.
You got him in any leagues?
Yeah, I have him on my IR spot in the league.
Nice. I have him in a couple. I think it's going to be a huge hit when he comes back for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's already doing
Yeah.
well. You're going to get your number one safety net guy back in Hawkinson. Darnold's already got 932 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and he's rushed for 50 yards. Did you expect
No, I don't
anything
think
close to that?
I don't
No,
think anybody
absolutely not.
expected that.
Absolutely not.
I really thought when they drafted the kid from Michigan and then he got hurt and Darnold was going to start that this was going to be Minnesota's going to,
Not 4-0 right now.
No,
dude.
not 4-0.
they wouldn't be
I thought that
4-0.
they would be fighting for the first round.
I'll tell you
pick.
what, I think they're going to go 5-0.
I think they're going in this game as well. I'm going to pick the Vikings in this game. Ben, who do you got?
Yeah, I think the Jets. I think the Jets take this one.
You
this
think
week.
Aaron
I
Rodgers
think Aaron
shows up
Rodgers
and rings
shows
the
up.
bell?
Yeah, I think he's pissed off about last week.
I could see that.
So
I can see that too, but I'm just, taking
I
the
like
Vikings.
I like
bet
the
on
Jets
Vikings.
in this one. Give the Vikings a first loss.
I think in order for the Jets to win this game, they need the following people to show up. Breece Hall, who had equal usage as Braylon Allen last week, and Braylon Allen was actually more productive, which was crazy to all of us, I think, right?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then Wilson. Man, that guy really needs to show up as their number one wide receiver in
He
any
Needs to
way,
start.
shape, or
He
He
form.
needs to
sucks.
start too.
Devontae Adams trade rumors to the Jets for fantasy purposes. If you have Garrett Wilson, I think that's a
It's
huge
weird. It's
bonus
weird
for
that we
you.
didn't say that as our number one choice on Tuesday. To be honest with you, I think we all overthought it. The Aaron
A little
Rodgers to Devontae Adams. We were all like Steelers, Bills, Chiefs, all this
No,
stuff. We
I
did
was
say
saying
the
the
Jets.
Jets
We
from
said the Jets,
get-go.
but
Yeah, but we were including a lot of
think-
other
I
teams.
think the Jets were the
think-
clear favorites.
I think what
Yeah, I
he's
thought
saying
the
is
Jets
it's
were clear
a lot narrower of a list of teams.
yeah,
than-
Steelers aren't
than-
getting them. No way.
I don't think so. It
Yeah,
gives
I
me
don't think
Ayuk
they're gonna.
vibes, to be honest. It just gives me Ayuk vibes. We're not going to get them. So, anyways, you're saying the Jets. We're saying the Vikings. Stay
Vikings.
on the path of victory. I wanted to see if I had anything else for that. Not really. So moving into Sunday's normally programmed games, 1 o'clock. First one I wanted to talk about is the team that we always get stuck talking about. We're not going to do that, but it's the Carolina Panthers. They're playing the Chicago Bears. This is in Chicago. Do you think that Swift carries momentum? It looked like the Bengals running backs against the Panthers defense last week both did well. Do you think Swift carries this momentum in and has a really good opportunity here?
No.
No, I kind of agree with you, Ben. What do you think?
Yeah, no.
I like, for me, he's too boom or bust. While he had that great game, I feel like anytime he has a great game, when I had him, he was always a lion. But it was always really good, and then literally flat,
Fall off a
nothing.
cliff, yeah.
So I would only play him in your flex position this week. I wouldn't have him as your RB2 if you have better options, and use him between somebody else, like balance him against somebody else. Like, do I want to play Swift or maybe, I don't know, a wide receiver of some choice? I don't think he's your stuck in running back.
No,
2
he's
one.
not.
No.
He's definitely not.
For the Panthers, Deontay Johnson is apparently someone that the
He's a great
analysts,
play now.
Yeah, he's a really good play, and they think they
great play.
might get traded to one of the playoff contenders and off of the Carolina Panthers. 'Cause of his
Really?
low contract.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah, I've heard that.
Oh, I did
Yeah,
not even
I've heard
see
that
any of
too.
this news.
They actually
News to
brought
me.
up, someone brought up, oh, the Steelers can get it back, but actually they can't, because if you traded him in the same year, you can't trade to get him back.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Somehow,
that was.
There's
yeah.
no
I
way
didn't
we
know
would
that was
trade
rule.
to get him back.
I wouldn't want to, but that might be helpful. But still, do you think that he gets traded? Like the Carolina Panthers, are they, regardless of playing Andy Dalton in a trying to rebuild year, like purposely, like not going the extra distance at this moment?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I would.
So,
think
like,
that
They're tanking.
they're tanking.
Yeah, I guess
They're
that's the best way
tanking.
to put it. So, do you think that they are selling some of those talents like that?
I
like
think
a
so.
Deontay?
I think they. I mean,
I
yeah,
think they have to. They're like,
yeah. Why wouldn't they if they get more picks?
Where do you think that, like, because I have my team in mind that I think that he would go to. I think he would be great with Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately,
Yeah, he'd be perfect.
I
with
think that he would be really good at the Chiefs.
cast off Steeler wide
Because they-
receivers.
Yeah,
Go to the Chiefs.
him and Juju, like that would be the number 1 and 2 wide receivers over there, other than Worthy. That would be
Plus, I mean, they have a similar player already in Hollywood Brown.
exactly who's injured, so he
Who's
would
injured.
plug and play
So, like,
right into that
yeah.
kind of. Yeah, no, I agree with you on
Because
that
him
one.
and Deontay Johnson are like the same type of wide receiver.
Yeah, I think Deontay's a little bit better of a route runner, and Hollywood's probably faster. But you're right; they're both the same body build. They
Yeah.
run the same type of routes. Caleb Williams, on the other hand, for the Bears, I did want to talk about him because, man, none of that hype is living up right now. Let me throw the stats at you for this year, and you tell me where this guy should have been picked. He has 787 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 80 rushing yards on the season.
You should have been probably picked 2 after Jaden Daniels.
I think so too. I just don't. I don't see anything that.
I mean, those aren't horrible stats.
No, he's
though.
not. Let me say that I
The
think that
interception to
he's-
touchdown ratio is wacky, but his yards aren't that bad.
His potential is still extremely high. I think.
Do you know his completion percentage off the top of your head?
I don't. I didn't have that written down for this week, but I can't imagine that it's.
It's not
extremely
Jaden
high.
Daniels.
No.
I know that.
But here's my thing. He has all that talent around him. I think that the problem right now with their offense is, in fact, him not being, fully acclimated into being
Their
an NFL
line
player.
sucks though too.
Their line does.
And it's
suck.
hard to get a quarterback acclimated when your line sucks.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah. I just I'm not seeing it out of him so far. If I was a Bears fan, I would probably be disappointed, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like?
I would be lamenting that I didn't get Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
you know,
lamenting you didn't. If you're watching him, like say the game after at the 4:00 game, after your guy just throws for a dud, I
Yeah,
guess.
that hurts.
So who do you guys got in this game? I think I'm probably going to go with the Bears. I just think that they have more talent on their offense and will be able to produce more with a decent defense in the background.
I think the Panthers won this one.
Really?
I don't have a strong opinion really either way on this, but I'm also taking the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion either, but I just Panthers.
Okay.
I don't think
Kind
the
of
Bears-
just like vibes.
I don't think the Bears
for
are
me.
that good.
Taking the
Vibes,
Panthers. Yeah,
you know,
we're a
vibes.
Panthers podcast.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the Panthers.
Yeah,
Really
we're
don't think the
Panthers
Bears
fan.
are good at all. So I think they're just as bad as the Panthers. So
Yeah, I could I could
like
run
a
with
game.
that.
Pick them, but I'm picking the.
I'm
I'm picking
with you,
Panthers.
Ben.
I think my biggest thing that gives me the Bears as the victor is the fact that it's in Chicago. That's like basically like the tilting point. You know what I mean? But
Not so much.
we'll see. We'll see. Do you have any start sits for this game that you wanted to call out other than DeAndre Swift? We said is a flex only player. You said that Deontay Johnson's obviously a plug and play start. You think at wide receiver too?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
He's,
I was going to say Leggett, but I actually don't love that against the Bears defense, so I don't know.
Yeah, I would say Leggett is a fill if you really need it. If you got one of the 4 bye week teams, the Titans, the Lions, help me out.
What
What's the
about
other two?
Roshan?
Roshan
He
Johnson.
got a touchdown
on
Yeah.
7 carries for 26 yards last
and a
week.
touchdown.
Yeah, but it was kind of a garbage touchdown. I would consider Roshan Johnson still a
only like
watch.
I
type of
believe it
player.
was the first touchdown of the game. I don't think it was a garbage touchdown.
Yeah, but I mean, like it was like a 1 yard.
Oh, yeah. If they get it to that position, I mean,
It was
you
like a
could,
vulture
you could risk
touchdown.
it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I get you.
But I would still consider him a watch list player. I wouldn't consider him somebody that I wanted to play this week at all. I wouldn't go.
I wouldn't
my
go
way.
out of your way, but if you have him, you can maybe flex him in. There's so many injuries, you know.
True. I mean, and we did say
is
Swift is
brutal
going to
out
have a
there.
bad day, so maybe he will have a good day. I just think watch list for now. He's not a starter. Chuba Hubbard starter. Yeah, probably. I think.
Yeah,
I'm
you
using,
start Chubba.
Yeah, you start Chubb.
I'm using Andy Dalton actually as one of my bye week quarterbacks this week to fill. So we'll see how he does. That's really risky on my end. I just remembered that right now, but
Damn.
My other option was Kirk Cousins, and I didn't play
Oh,
Kirk,
man.
dude. I know. I hate myself.
I had Kirk Cousins as my bye week quarterback.
I know. I'm playing you.
I know.
I'm going to win. Next game I wanted to talk about, Cleveland Browns at the Washington Commanders in D.C. Looks like Nick Chubb started
He
practicing this
started
week.
practicing.
He's not going to play, but it's really good news for fantasy owners, for Cleveland Browns fans, for the offense of Cleveland, which
He is the
absolutely
shining
horrible.
star of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, dude, he really is. I did want to note that we've been talking about Watson, how bad he's been playing, and he has been playing really bad. But Ben and I were watching that last game, and the Browns' offensive line might be the worst offensive line in football. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
might be.
quarter second to like draw back and throw. It's every play. It's either off the edge or right through the middle. They cannot cover a
It just
4-man rush.
it seemed like anytime Watson snapped the ball, the second he got the ball, the second Raider defenders were in his face.
Yeah, it was. It
Jesus.
doesn't have a chance. So, I mean, hard judgment on him still, but also can't blame him purely for that fact. They can't get anything together. Njoku said he hopes to play this week, but he is still questionable. So, fantasy owners of Njoku, you should have a filler at tight end. It's not like Njoku is really that much of a
Yeah,
Got
I wouldn't
hard line
go out
player.
of your way to
Very
get
average.
Njoku.
yeah.
Very average time.
Another player, we were saying Deontay Johnson for the trade rumors. Amari Cooper is also somebody who is on the trade rumors. They think that maybe the Chiefs might trade for him. What do you think about that? Which one would be better on that team? Do you think it would be Amari Cooper or would it be Deontay Johnson, in your opinion? What do you guys think?
I honestly think Deontay Johnson. I think Amari Cooper is kind of overrated.
Ooh, I
I don't think he's a
I don't
bad
think he's
player. I
overrated
think he's
at
overrated,
all.
though.
I don't think that. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with I.
He's
I
older
disagree
now.
with you.
That's
I
fine.
would rather have Amari Cooper than Deontay Johnson in my book. What about
Yeah,
you?
me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
I just think that
I'd rather
he's-
he
I think
come here.
Deontay cost is cheaper
Somehow,
to trade
somewhere.
for.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be awesome if Amari Cooper somehow left the Browns and went to the Steelers? It'd be the Joe Hayden #2. Like,
Yeah, dude.
I would love it for like that reason alone, but I would not want to go out of my way and trade for Amari Cooper.
oh yeah, who do you want?
I don't know, maybe like Christian Kirk.
All right,
I don't
and,
know.
and now you
I don't
now
know.
you
I'd
see the
rather have
value
Amari
level
Cooper
of,
than-
of
I'm
his
actually
birth
fine
parents.
just keeping it as it is.
All right. Oh my gosh, Jaden Daniels for Washington Commanders. I hate you.
What?
He's killing it. We were just mentioning. He has 897 passing yards, 3 touchdowns passing, which is a little weird. 1 interception, 218 rushing yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. Yeah.
Jay him.
Yeah.
Fire. I think he is. Is he quarterback #1 right now? Is he the highest fantasy quarterback?
No, I can't. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
No, I would
Maybe.
imagine he is.
He's gotta
Kamara's
be
the
up
#1
there.
in stats. I know that. Kamara's
I'll look
top
right now.
stats. While
that
you look that up, I just wanted to mention it looks like Eckler is going to play this week. He's
Okay.
back from his concussion. I would say that if you are a bye week sufferer this week or an injury person, Eckler
do
is
it.
a decent play. I think he is. He thinks he's glass. He thinks that probably on the first catch he's going to get re-hurt. I do not. I liked his last game that he was in where he got hurt. They were playing. Do you remember off the top of
It
your
was
head?
against the Bengals.
It was against the Bengals. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Monday.
Guess
Monday
number-
or Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Guess #1 QB. I'm using Yahoo rankings.
#1 QB, I'm gonna guess is Josh
Well,
Allen.
this may not. It may be skewed, I guess, a little bit.
Oh, it's Kirk Cousins because of the extra game.
No, it's Mayfield.
Oh, it's Mayfield.
But
Actually,
Jaden Daniels is #2 right now.
okay. Well, it would be Jaden Daniels because Baker played an extra game, and that's
You're
added.
right, because
Yeah, so he is #1. But yeah, I liked Eckler. I do like Robinson as well a lot, no matter what. Even if Eckler is being added in, I still like Robinson
I
for a
believe
play.
Robinson's hurt, is he not?
No, he's not hurt.
I mean, he's listed questionable.
Is he?
I believe he's hurt.
What's the
I don't think you can play him.
what's the injury? Is it something like ankle, knee that we'd be worried about?
I think it's his ankle, but don't quote
His
me. I don't-
knee.
His
His knee.
knee,
He's still
okay.
questionable for the game.
Okay, well then keep an eye on that 90 minutes before the game, around 11:30. They should announce for sure if he's playing or not, and then Eckler being in there as well. But Eckler is not a goal line back regardless, even if he Robinson that is ends up not playing full snaps or has a lowered snap count. if they get in the green zone, they're gonna put him into the game. I think.
I'm sure they will, but yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way for Austin Eckler.
If you're an owner of Jerome Ford, I think it's time that you start looking to get rid of him. Yeah, with Chubb coming back.
For sure.
You probably got another like 2 to 3 weeks,
Right,
but
which is what those 2-3 weeks are his only value, is what I
Yeah.
mean. So try to trade
I
him
would try and
now.
trade him.
Right. That's what I
trade
think. Try to get like a mid-level wide receiver and return it. I think Deontay Johnson for Jerome Ford might be a decent trade. What do you think about that? If you're a running back
Not
needy
now.
team, you don't think so?
Not for just 1 week, no.
no, you should like try to
Yeah, like
target
2
someone
weeks
who's
at least.
target
Not
someone
one-
who's hurt
no.
and is projected to come back, maybe.
Like a Christian Watson.
Yeah, I think that would like fit the bill. Someone who's clearly better but hurt.
So in this game, I think we're all going to agree on who we think's going to win. Who do you got, Ben? Browns and Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah, I think the Commanders roll in this game. I just don't see anything out of the Browns is good. What do you think, dude?
Easy, Commanders,
Yeah.
easy.
I think we're all running with the Commanders on that one. So, start sits, we basically covered most of them. I think that Amari Cooper actually might be a sit. I'm sitting him this week in my most.
Oh, Amari Cooper, greatest.
I'm sitting
greatest
him.
wide
I got
receiver
better
ever. I'm
guys.
sitting
I got better guys to play. I don't need to play him. But I think unless you really need to, I wouldn't play him this week. I don't think that he's going to do great, regardless of the fact that he's playing against Commanders. Worst against wide receivers in fantasy football. They allow the most points. I still don't think he's going to do great. Let's see here. The next game I had was Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. Ugh, is this going to be a
I think this is
gross
going to be
game?
both. I think Tyreek Hill is going to go off this game. I
You
think this is the
do?
game he's due to go off at least a little to get better than 5 to 7 points.
Do you think
I
it's
think he'll get double digits.
You think he'll get double digits? Okay,
I'll
I can
give you
agree
double
on that.
digits, maybe 15.
For Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Tyreek
Yeah,
Hill.
I think he gets a touchdown this game.
Touchdown
I
in
agree.
this
He's
game?
due for a touchdown.
Okay. Big news came out either it was last night or this morning.
My boy.
Stevenson is sitting, or not sitting,
Yeah,
but he's
not my
taking
boy.
second reps to
My boy Antonio Gibson. Big Antonio Gibson fan.
So it looks like they're gonna switch it up there. Mayo's gonna put Antonio Gibson as the starting running back for this game, or at least
they're still
going to
use
He's
Stevenson.
a shifty little
but-
guy.
Yeah,
But they're putting in
He's
the
a better
veteran.
running back than Ramondre.
you think he's a better running back than
Yes, that's
Ramondre?
why I have him on my bench for weeks, and now this week I can finally use him.
I don't know if I agree with that, but that's okay. When it comes to anybody else in this game, we talked about Tyreek. Do you think Gibson's a play? You playing him? I think you are because
Against-
you're so injured.
My team is injured, so I actually am forced to play him. But
I'm playing
I
him in a
actually
league
feel
that I
I feel
have
good
him in.
about him against the Dolphins. I think he's going to tear it up. He's going to get a touchdown too.
Yeah, I have to play Gibson in my dynasty league
Okay.
because I have bye weeks. And
You know, he comes out of the backfield as a catcher too a lot. So if you're running PPR, probably
that's my
great.
dynasty.
He's a
My
good
dynasty
guy.
league's a full PPR league. So
He's shifty.
Waddle, is he a sit this week? I don't think if I was a
think
Waddle
Waddle's
owner,
a sit.
yeah, I wouldn't
A
want to
good
be playing
amount of
him
times.
at all.
Only except when Tua comes back, then you can play.
I would
him.
play. I think. I actually would play Waddle.
Just remembered, Lou's favorite football player is back this week for the Miami Dolphins. Do you know who that is, Ben? It's Raheem
No.
the most.
Oh,
Hurt.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Raheem
forgot about that
Mostert.
too. Actually, I'm
He
starting
is
him
back
too.
this week,
I don't feel
so-
good. I feel worse about starting Mostert than I do Antonio Gibson. But my team is so ravaged by injuries. These are my options.
Do you think that the already worried HN owners should be more worried
Yes.
now? Yeah,
Yes,
I do too.
Yeah.
he led the league in touchdowns last year. There's a reason for that.
I think that Mostert is going to be just like last year. You probably took him, like 8th, 9th round, something like that.
I think I got him between like 6 and 9. I don't remember exactly, but he was
that's
my running back like 3, I believe,
running back 3.
or 2. I don't remember.
No, yeah. But last year, he was because he had the most touchdowns. But yeah, I think that if you're an HN owner, this is nothing but bad news for you. I think that Mostert is going to be a big part of that offense, especially because they don't have the ability to pass that much. So it's going to be a lot of running.
Yep.
Whoever has the freshest legs on that down is going to be the one that's in because they're
Yeah,
interchangeable.
they're going
They
to
do
be
the exact
rotated in
same
heavy.
thing.
They're going to
So-
be rotating in and out heavy.
Coming to predictions. Who do you got? Yaconis, let's start with you, man.
The Dolphins win this one.
You got the Dolphins
Patriots
in
are
this one.
awful. Patriots are awful.
I'm with him. For the exact same reason. Patriots are awful.
All right, I'm gonna go. To be honest, I'm gonna take the New England Patriots, and that's again just because it's at home, and I think that their defense is pretty good.
Their defense is good. I'll give them that.
That's the
but
only thing that they
their
have.
offense is anemic, and they
Yeah.
can't really score at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a high
Other
score.
than I think Antonio Gibson will get a touchdown. I don't know if I could tell you any other player who I feel confident in getting a touchdown.
We don't do this in most games, but tell me, what do you think like the general score is going to be, like an over/under for
I think it's
Vegas?
going to be low
Go ahead.
scoring.
Low scoring. Vegas says over/under 35.5 right now. So yes, very low scoring. I think that it stays under that, maybe like a 17-14 or like a 20-10.
Kind of what I was feeling.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Like
Something around that.
17,
Doesn't
10,
break
20,
that.
10,
Doesn't break
17,
30.
I don't
10.
usually do over-unders. That actually sounds a little spicy. I may
That does
I may
sound
take
spicy.
that.
Let me see. What was our next game we had here? It looks like it's going to be the Indianapolis Colts, which are injury riddled, versus the Jacksonville. We hate
Who
them
are horrible?
Jaguars.
Who are horrible?
Yes.
They
Jags
are so bad.
Suck.
Jacksonville this week. Did they have any crazy injuries that really matter? Their team's
No,
not
Etienne's
producing.
fine. Tank Gisby is
Bigsby?
fine.
Yeah.
Bigsby is
Etienne
fine.
was on the list to begin the week. That's right.
Yeah, so was Tank.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Clean slate over there.
Clean slate over there.
Other
Honestly,
side.
I wouldn't play really anybody from Jacksonville.
I'm
Unless
playing
you have
Etienne.
to.
I'm playing Etienne, strictly because I drafted him so high, and then secondly, he doesn't do terrible. He just doesn't do really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like in the Achane level right now. I don't know how Achane does exactly, but I think Etienne kind of keeps himself in like 8 to 10 points, which is okay. But like I'm not the happiest
Thrilled.
about it.
Dude,
Yeah.
Shane only had like 5 last week.
Last week,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, he left the game for a good portion of the game and came
but
back.
He only,
so.
he only had like 5 points.
Yeah. I'm still playing him, but yeah, if you have a better option and you're picking between Etienne and someone else, go with the someone else. When it comes to the Colts,
Ravaged.
no JT, no Anthony Richardson this week, so they're going with Joe Flacco. Our very own Jordan Kirk will be starting Joe Flacco. We had to have an intervention with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Guy
He
couldn't-
podcasts about football. I don't even know if he knows anything about football.
We're in a 2-quarterback league. This guy runs into the week. 0 quarterbacks. We're like, what's the problem? He goes, you know what I hate about 2-quarterback league? I go, having quarterbacks? Like, man. But anyways, Joe Flacco didn't look terrible. He beat the Steelers. I think he's going to
Yeah.
play gunslinger again. If you're an owner of
I
any,
bet on the Colts. I like the Colts in this
I
game.
think the Colts are going to win. I agree with you. I think that any Colts wide receiver is going to have a benefit of having Joe Flacco in there. So if you're a Josh Downs owner or a
Michael Pittman Jr.
Michael Pittman Jr. Thank you. Those guys are going to do better this week, I think.
Who's the backup? Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon, I'm playing
Trey
him this
Sermon,
week. The only other guy on their roster at running back who's going to be competing with him for touches is, do you remember Tyler Goodson from last year who dropped the pass on 4th down in the playoffs? Or for
Yeah.
them to make the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah.
He dropped the ball and they didn't make the
Yeah,
playoffs because he
I
dropped it
remember.
on 4th and 1. I don't really foresee him getting the ball too much, boys. I just don't think they trust him.
No, it's at Jacksonville, right?
It is at
And,
Jacksonville.
and I believe the Colts haven't won in Jacksonville for like the last 13 games or something like that. It's quite a streak. And I've won money betting on Jacksonville in this scenario. And I feel like this is going to be the upset. Here we go.
All righty. Ben, are you taking the Colts as well, man? Even with Joe Flacco at the helm?
Yes.
I think I am as well. I think I'm taking the Colts.
Jags O-line is terrible.
I hate everything about the Jags,
Yeah, I hate 'em.
dude.
I
I
hate
just like
the
if it's
Jags.
not Michael Thomas Jr. or I'm sorry, Brian Thomas Jr. It's not good news. You know what I mean?
nothing.
Christian Kirk, you did mention it a little bit earlier. He's also somebody that's on the trading block apparently. In secret, they might be trying to get rid of him if they keep.
And
failing
he's
out.
not great either. He's like above mid, but he's pretty mid. He's
Get
like
a 4th, 5th round pick swap.
He's all right. Yeah.
Next game, it is the Buffalo Bills going to Houston to play the Texans with Stephon Diggs. He plays his old team. How do you feel this game goes? You got anything on this game?
I think the Bills are going to win because they got so embarrassed by the Ravens last week that they're going to come out with some fire in their belly and put it to the Texans and
think-
embarrass Stephon Diggs.
Do you think?
I don't think there's any love lost between them and Stephon
Oh,
Diggs.
me neither.
No, I think the Texans go in there and beat the Bills because they're the better team.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring,
That I agree with.
close game. Let me get you the over under for this one is 47. Vegas has the Houston Texans winning by 1. They have it plus or minus 1 on this, so they even think it's going to be a very close game. You said the Texans, Ben.
Yeah, I'm going
And
Texans on this
I'm
one.
Bills. I'm Bills. They're
going
coming out,
Bills.
fire in their belly.
I will agree with you. I do think that the Bills have a fire in their belly, but I do think that the Texans are like, hey, we really need to start getting this together and beating good teams. They got crushed by the Vikings. Was that last week? They got crushed by the Vikings.
They did lose to the Vikings.
Yeah.
It wasn't last week.
Oh,
Last
okay.
week was the
We-
Packers.
Last week was the Packers. Okay. Well, regardless, I think that Houston wins this game. I think it's a high-scoring game. I think if you're betting, you could take over 47. Mixon is not playing again. That sucks. It looks like it's.
So you're both
Cam
Houston.
Akers.
You're both taking Houston.
Yeah, I'm taking Houston, brother. I think Nico Collins has a good day. Tank Dell is back.
Tank Dell is back.
Yeah, but
because I need him.
He's like kind of been irrelevant with Diggs there.
Lot of people to throw the ball to down there. So that's part of the reason. And he was injured for what? The last 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
2 to 3 weeks, something like that.
So sounds like you're taking the Bills. We're taking the Texans on this side. Sitters, I don't think the Cam Akers is a play, dude.
I'm playing them.
yeah,
I need
no.
You
to.
have to, though.
I have
I
to,
wouldn't
but
play Cam
I
Akers.
am playing them.
Yeah, if you have to, play him. If you don't have to, this is not like, oh, I got Cam Akers out of the free agency this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, he is like my last option, but he is
Yeah.
my option.
There are other better options in the waiver wire.
Not on our league.
Not in our league, but in other leagues.
Cook did not so great last week, but that's okay. I think he's going to do well this week. Do you think so, Ben? James Cook
I think he'll do okay.
above maybe like
Yeah,
70 yards a
above
touchdown,
average.
something like that. Okay,
Like-
I think he's going to do okay.
I'll co-sign that. I agree.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do okay. I can. Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna like blow it out of the park.
We
but-
forgot to mention your boys out, Shakir.
Yeah, Khalil Shakir out. Still doesn't change my opinion. I think Buffalo's gonna take it to him.
Rookie's going to get a lot more targets. You think? I think that's going to be the benefactor of that, or do you think it's going to be a
Yeah,
tight end?
I think it's gonna be Keon Coleman.
You think
I
it's gonna
think
be Keon?
Kincaid. I think Kincaid will get more opportunities.
I think this is going to be a dink and dunk game for Josh Allen. I don't think he goes deep a lot. He might try Curtis Samuel once or twice, Keon once or twice, but
Yeah,
they
I
don't
think
want to
It's
turn
gonna
the
be a
ball
lot
over.
short intermediate passing.
I think so too. Moving on to the next one. We don't agree with Lou. He's a Buffalo Bills fan this week, apparently. Go jump through a table.
I was
you
a Buffalo
loser.
Bills fan last week too.
Oh my God, we're losing them, folks. It's the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Game is in Cincinnati, where they put chili on top of spaghetti. I couldn't even get it out of my mouth. It's so gross. I don't
Apparently,
like
it's pretty
that.
good. I've never
I'm
had
not about
it.
it.
but
I'm not about it.
Chili.
I think
on
it's
top
meat.
of
I think it's
spaghetti.
meat
Yes.
chili. It's
Yeah,
not like
no.
bean chili. It's like meat
It's
chili.
like called like city
I
skyline
mean,
Skyline,
chili is-
Skyline,
skyline
chili.
barf, dude.
I mean,
I think it's like
but
meat sauce
chili
on top of
is
spaghetti.
just like an actual meat sauce.
Yeah, but if it has beans in it, which I cannot.
See, I don't know.
confirm or
I don't
deny.
necessarily think Skyline chili has beans.
I ain't about that. Like goulash is okay, but like that's not the same
I
thing.
don't know.
Anyways, getting back to the game,
I'm just rethinking it. I mean, it's kind of basically like a meatball sauce.
I guess.
I'm with you.
I don't know, chat. If we should maybe
spicy
try
meatballs.
Skyline
Yeah.
chili, let us
I think
know.
it's a
Maybe we'll
meat-based
do
chili.
it live on air. But for now, I'm not about it. Lamar Jackson playing against probably the worst defense I think in the NFL right now. The Bengals. They are as Swiss cheese as it comes.
That seems hyperbolic, but I don't think you're wrong. Like saying that seems like wow, that's crazy, but they are awful.
They are
Yeah, that
horrible.
Bengals defense is bad.
I don't think the Bengals can hold it down defensively in order to keep this game together. I think that the Ravens roll. On that, though, I do think that the Bengals offense does pretty decent.
Their
I
offense
think
looks fine.
I think this kind of goes to a shootout.
You think it goes to a shootout? Let
Yeah,
me tell
like-
you what Vegas thinks. Let me
I
pull
think
that one
I
up.
think the Ravens roll all over 'em.
I have an over under point wise here. It's 48.5.
48.5 in the game. Yeah, I have 48.5 in the game, but it looks like Vegas thinks that the point spread would be
Not very big.
minus 2.5 for the.
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
Ravens.
take Ravens are the favorite.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
take Ravens minus 2.5.
You think so?
I think they're going to create.
I think they're going to crush. I would even raise it up a little bit. The odds are pretty decent, minus 109 on that, Lewis. For starts and sits, I think that Joe Burrow's still a start. I think that obviously Lamar's a start. Derrick Henry's a start. I don't really love Flowers. Last week he did terrible, won me a week because my opponent had him.
Yeah, we apologize everybody who asked Deontay Johnson or Zay Flowers, and we were all like, Zay Flowers, Zay Flowers. We're the biggest Zay Flowers guys on the planet that day, and we were all wrong.
Yeah, I don't love
that
Zay
was only
Flowers.
you, but
No, I think I
We
think
were
I was
all
with
about
him.
Zay Flowers.
Because we had thought that Deontay Johnson's groin injury was going to keep him out of the game, and that was part of the reason
that was
why.
part of the
So,
reasoning.
But yeah, I think that T. Higgins might still be a start because, like if you said this is a close game, they are going to be passing a lot probably, I would imagine. Do you think Chase Brown and Zach Moss are plays this week? It's bye week.
Zach Moss is a play, I think, every week.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
I'm a big Zach Moss guy.
Do you think that Chase Brown, now after having that 2-touchdown, 80-yard game last week, do you think he's starting to be implemented more in the offense?
yeah, but I still wouldn't trust it fantasy-wise.
Not even for flex. Bye week guy. He's a good bye week guy.
Bye week guy, yeah, but I mean, like, whenever...
He's not running back too. He's not being plugged up into the upper echelon of your
he's
roster.
not a running back too. He's a flex option when need be.
I would play Antonio Gibson over Chase Brown.
You would, yeah. I think that Antonio Gibson's going to get more looks this week, so I would agree with you on that. Did we all agree that it's going to be the Ravens that win? I forget. I think it's going to be the Ravens.
I think
taking
Ravens
I'm
win
taking
this one.
Ravens.
You're both taking the Ravens?
Yeah, Ravens
okay.
win this one.
I am as well. Don't like to root for the Ravens, but I mean, don't like to root for the Bengals either. So that's all the 1 o'clock games. Moving into the 4 o'clock games. First one I wanted to talk about is going to be a rivalry game. Las Vegas Raiders, and they're at the Mile High Denver Broncos. Who do you think is going to be the winner there?
I'm going to say maybe the Broncos because their defense looks great. Their offense doesn't, but their defense looks great, and I don't feel great about the Raiders either.
I don't feel great.
I think it's
going to
be a low-scoring game as well.
Is Max Crosby playing this week? Can you look that up? I think that's going to be a major factor for how Bo Nix does. The Raiders' defensive line played really well without him last week.
I'm looking for Oakland.
I can see this being like 12-9.
I could see this game being a low-scoring game too. Denver's defense did shut up the Jets.
Neither have a great offense, and both have better defenses than offenses.
Yeah.
So-
I see this being super low.
Like 10-9.
Yeah, like I said 12-9.
Max Crosby is still questionable.
Okay.
He was limited on Friday's practice.
Okay.
So
Well, like we said, they were still doing really good without him. So I think that for me, I'm probably going to take the Denver Broncos in this game. Ben, what do you think? Raiders,
I'm
Broncos.
going Broncos in this one
Yeah.
too. I think
Let's ride.
Bo Nix clicks.
I think. Well, I don't think necessarily that. I just think that Minshew and LA or Las Vegas makes too many mistakes offensively.
I could
I
see that.
agree with you.
I could see
think
that.
their defense is going to force them to screw up.
Looks like Zamir White is also not practicing. Was he on that list?
I believe he is. I know he's definitely questionable.
He was definitely questionable
I
at the
think he's
beginning of the
out.
week. I think he might be out. If he is out, that's like
He's
kind of
out.
okay for you.
Zamir
Madison
White
owners.
is out.
Okay, he is out, and we've been telling you guys.
Take
Jordan, I know
Madison.
Jordan's not here today, but he was the one who originally called out Madison. Madison seems to be a decent play this week, I think,
I agree with that.
because there isn't a lot going on elsewise on that in the backfield. I know they have Jacoby Myers in that, but other than that, it's not that big. Obviously, trade Devontae Adams probably within the week. We already kind of covered that. We think it's going to be the Jets, so.
Yeah, I
Raiders
think
is-
he's probably going to go to the Jets.
Do you take
Yeah.
credence to the Ravens rumor? You saw that online?
No.
No,
I don't either. I think that was a
No.
big reach of a rumor.
Yeah, but they don't even throw the ball enough for Devontae to want to go there to begin with. Another thing for starts and sits, who do you have this week? Do you think that Jacoby Myers is decent? Do you think
I'm
that-
playing him. I need to play him because of buys. He's worth playing in a
Yeah.
bye week. He's worth playing sometimes in not a bye week.
True,
So.
I agree. Who else? Do you think that Bo Nix is a good cover quarterback for a bye week this week, Ben, or nah? Would you play Bo Nix? I know he throws like almost freaking 50
No,
times
I
a
wouldn't.
game.
I wouldn't play Bo Nix.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, me neither. Javonte Williams had a decent game last week, but I only mean that in the decent. It's not like he
Yeah,
had a
no,
great game.
neither running back for Denver has done great this year.
No, he'd be an okay, I guess, flex filler for bye weeks. But other than that, I wouldn't be going out of my way to pick up or play Javonte Williams. I did want to pull up whatever
The line.
Yeah, the line. The line is Denver -3, so they also think Denver's gonna win.
That's a shaky line. I think it's going to be 12, 9 Denver.
I'm playing Denver Broncos defense this week. I just remembered in one of my leagues. So
am I.
yeah, I think that they're a play this week. Other than that, though, there isn't a lot of excitement going on in that game that we wanted to talk about. It's kind of two dubs.
That's a sleepy game.
Yeah, it's a sleepy game. Moving on to the next one
Watch
here,
it not
guys.
be a sleepy game.
Yeah, I know. Watch it be fire. Next game was Arizona Cardinals. They'll be traveling to San Francisco, play the 49ers. Who do you think wins this game?
Niners.
Niners?
Niners.
I'm also going to say Niners.
Yeah, wow. I didn't think he was going to say that. I'm going to take the 49ers as well. I think this is a game where you got a lot of plays. You got a lot of starters that you can put in. I don't think there's a lot of sits. I think that Debo's a play. I think
I'll tell you what. I think Brock Purdy, though, there's a lot of hype about Brock Purdy. I don't think he's going to have that great of a game. I still have the Niners, though.
Folks, I want you to look me directly in the eyes right now if you're watching this. The reason why he is saying that is because he is playing me in fantasy football, and I am playing Brock Purdy.
Yeah, but it's
so
vibes,
he is just
bro.
trying to put those vibes into
bro.
the air. This is not an intelligent take. This is Lou Bertha trying to do some voodoo
Start him.
magic.
You can start him. I just think he's going to
No.
have a bit of a dud.
If we could right now, we would probably black him out of the screen.
Oh, man.
Anyways, I think Kyler's a start. I think that
I
he'll
think
do
so.
okay.
Yeah, they're both starts.
Marvin's a start. I think that James Conner is a start. I think Jordan Mason is a start.
Game is full of starts.
Kittle, what's up with him? I think that he's going to play through that.
I think he is going to play.
It
through
looked
that.
like
He's
he
still
was-
listed questionable, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, no, he was definitely listed questionable last I looked. They said that it was going to be potentially a game time call, but it's a 4 o'clock game. I think that he's going to be okay. He'll wake up, get moving around, go to a pregame warm up, and he'll be good to go. I don't think you have to worry about that. Other players in that game, I think McBride is still out. I don't think Trey McBride is playing. And then when it comes to anybody else on the Arizona
He's
Cardinals
questionable.
offense- oh, he's questionable.
He's questionable.
Okay, well, I would.
I don't really think they have much offense.
No, they don't really have much outside of that. Greg Dortch, your number one guy. I wouldn't go with
That's
him.
my number one guy.
We all said 49ers. Start sits. Anybody?
Well, did you not think of Harrison Jr.?
No,
Or
we
was
mentioned
that-
him.
Oh, I thought you were
We
talking
called him
about
Marvin.
Him,
I
him,
thought
and,
you-
Co-
oh,
him and
I
yeah,
thought you were
Connor,
talking
but
about
that's
Connor.
it.
No.
I thought you said Connor was the only play. I was like, no,
Uh-uh.
it's Harrison Jr.
Do you think that there's any sits in this game? Is Ayuk a sit? It's bye weeks. Do you sit Ayuk at this point in time? Let him try to come back and go with somebody else. Brandon, is Greg Jennings a play?
if you have,
It's Juwan Jennings.
I don't know.
Juwan, what did I say?
Greg.
Greg.
Juwan, yeah.
Oh, Greg Jennings, one leg, carried a team on his back.
I mean, if you have someone, I would play Debo over Ayuk.
Over Ayuk, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you play
So,
Jennings over Ayuk?
No, I would not play
No.
Jennings over Ayuk.
I'd play
Oh.
Ayuk if I had him.
You would play Ayuk this week?
Yeah. He has to shake it off eventually.
I think that's probably.
Coming
I think
eventually.
if you
Eventually.
have him, you still play him.
Let's put him in
You
the
can-
flex
we can only
zone
say
this
that he's
Yeah,
going
you
to shake it
flex
off
him.
eventually for so many weeks until
Yeah.
eventually he shakes it off.
Yeah, I think he's a flex only player for this week. I think that's where we can
Yeah.
set him. Other than that, I think everybody in that game is probably a play. We're all going 49ers. Vegas has it at 49ers are supposed to win by 7.5.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's kind of wild. I might take the Arizona Cardinals plus 7.5. That doesn't sound terrible. Really just depends on if their defense can hold back Jordan Mason. That seems to be the number one problem on their offense right now. The passing game isn't crazy, other than Jennings and his crazy day. But Jordan Mason every week seems to be putting up numbers.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like CMC's coming back anytime soon.
No, he doesn't.
He's gone to Germany. He's going to get his checked out. But he's come back from that. And
Keys
it,
are torn.
they're saying that like week 9, week 10 maybe.
If that, dude.
Panic mode. Yeah, other than that, everybody's a starter in my book other than select Arizona wide receivers who are obviously
Yeah.
no-name players. And Jennings. You think Jennings is a sit as well, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Jennings is a sit.
Yeah, I think the Jennings period is over. Next game I had, guys, was the New York Giants. They'll be heading out West Coast to the Seattle Seahawks this
You
week.
skipped a game.
No,
Oh, maybe not.
No.
You're right.
Yeah. Who do you have in this game? I think it's the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
I'll
Seahawks
tell you
won
what.
this It's a good game, but
Neighbors
Seahawks
isn't
win.
playing.
Neighbors isn't playing.
Singletary
And
isn't playing.
Singletary ain't playing. I'm going to say, yeah, Seahawks. You know what? I'll be the contrarian. I'll take Giants. That's just vibes. I need to do something.
All right, man, you do you.
Yeah, you do you. Wan'Dale Robinson is the #1 starter in my book in this game for the
Absolutely.
Giants. I think that Tracy Jr. has an okay game. I don't think he's going to be amazing. He did do good in the preseason, though. So he's acclimated. I think he was a 4th or 5th round pick.
Sleeper.
So he's decent talent.
Yeah, if you want to risk that biscuit, go ahead.
I would flex him. This
I'm
week.
risking it
If
for
you
the
have
biscuit.
Singletary,
I'm a Singletary guy in
Yeah.
every league, so I have Tracy in every league.
Yeah, if you have Singletary, I would play Tracy in his spot. For the Seahawks, we told you 2 weeks ago to start looking to get rid of Charbonnet. Get rid of him. He's not an all-time thing.
Yep.
He's a flash. And if you didn't get him out of that pan, he's burnt now.
Yeah, you got to just probably drop him.
Yeah, I would just keep him just in case Kenneth Walker gets hurt. Kenneth Walker, 3 touchdowns last game. Do you see him carrying momentum into this week against the Giants defense? Giants have a great defensive line, but that's it.
I
You
don't.
think you guys good?
Yeah, I think he has.
I don't.
I think
Not
he
like
does
a
well.
I think
I
my
don't think he has a
Giants
great game,
prediction
but he
is
has-
Good game. Yeah.
average game.
my Giants prediction is based on them. I think shutting down Kenneth Walker.
Oh my goodness. DK Metcalf a play?
Yeah, he's
Do you-
always
He's a play. Yeah, he's
Do you
always.
think any of the other wide receivers on their team are not a play? Are they a flex only this week?
I mean, Smith and Jigma, I would
play
a flex
Smith.
option.
Yeah, flex option.
He's a flex option for you.
Lockett, I think he's on the trading block as well. There's some rumors about him. I don't think that you play Lockett. Do you?
I don't think he'd play. I've never been a huge Tyler Lockett guy, but I wouldn't play him.
Yeah,
wouldn't
he's
play him.
he's getting out of his prime, and he's just
Yeah.
so.
So outside, would you play Daniel Jones as a filler this week?
No.
No, I wouldn't.
I am.
No.
You are?
Yeah, I am in the league. Yeah, I had Jalen Hurts on bye, so I'm playing Daniel Jones. I took
Oh
him
my
first in the waiver wire.
goodness.
I went out of my way to get Daniel Jones.
This is the poverty end of the podcast over here. Christ Almighty. So we said that you and me are on the Seahawks, and it's just him on the Giants.
Yeah, because he's
Um,
big dumb.
Sitters, I think that the only players that are like we wanted to highlight as starters: DK Metcalf, Walker, Tracy.
Wandale.
Tracy, if you have Singletary, and then Wan'Dale. I think those are the highlighted starters for that game. Moving into our next one, another NFC battle. Looks like the Green Bay Packers will be heading down to L.A. They'll be playing the Rams. A lot of injuries on the Rams. Not looking so hot for the Rams.
No.
Cooper Kupp not playing this game.
Not yet.
Puka's still on IR for a while. They're running a masquerade of weirdos at wide
Yeah.
receiver. Kyron's a play, in my opinion.
He's the only play.
I think he's the only play on that offense. I don't even want to play around with any of the other guys. No Whittington, no
Tutu Atwell.
Tutu Atwell, no thank you. I dropped
Robinson.
I dropped him. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
done with this, dude. He's only good when all the other really good players on their team are out there to distract and he can get open. So I'm not about him. Green Bay Packers. Romeo Dubes has been suspended
He's
one
just
game.
mad.
He's been suspended because he
butthurt.
don't like where he's
Yeah.
playing. So he's on the bench. Do you think he gets traded?
I hope so. I have him in the
Probably.
league.
I think that he could get traded. Do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers would be a
I
benefactor?
would be actually about that.
I think I'd be about Romeo Dubes coming to the Steelers on a cheap 6-round swap option. What do you think, Ben?
Be okay with that.
I'd be okay with it. He's basically Deontay
okay
Johnson
with
in my
that.
book, right?
I'm with you.
I think that he plays at that level.
Big Romeo Dubes guy.
Other players on the Packers, I think that Jaden Reed is a #1 wide receiver start for this week. I think that you can start Jacobs. Love's back. I think he's a starter.
Love.
Love's back. Yeah, Love's back. But I play Love. Play Love.
We had,
He got you 30 points last week. You got to play Love.
yeah, he did,
Even with his 3 interceptions.
he did well last week. Do you think that Eric? I think it's Eric Wilson, the other running back for the Green Bay Packers. Is he starting to be someone to add to your watch list, Ben? He's been
No,
getting
not yet.
totes. No, not yet. But
No.
all
Put
right.
him on your watch list.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to pick him up off waivers yesterday or earlier today. I did not.
Yeah.
I took Tracy. So
There you go.
No,
I'll put him on the
he's
watch. There's
not-
better options available right now. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
there's
saying?
better options than
Yeah.
Wilson.
In that game, who do we got winning? I think I like the Packers. I don't think there's a chance that the Rams really put too much together unless they
think
can't
we're-
stop the run.
I think I'm with you, Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Packers across the board here.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty easy one. Any guaranteed sitters other than the wide receivers for the Rams? Anybody in the past game of the Rams? Any other sitters that you can think of?
Not particularly.
Nah, me neither. Jordan, who isn't here today with us, dropped Dalton Schultz for Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
We scolded him. We scolded him for this. I mean, maybe he'll show up this week, but I like Musgrove better than I like Kraft personally. As a
Agreed.
tight end on the Green Bay Packers. So we're all taking the
I
Packers
don't
in
think
that one.
Musgrove is on the Packers anymore.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
They just haven't been throwing it to him. Or maybe he's injured, possibly.
I think he's hurt.
He might be. Best game of the week, in my opinion, coming up.
Here we
Sunday
go.
Night Football. We'll get to listen to Chris Collins.
Yeah. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum.
Now, here's a guy, Dak. Oh, my God. And he hates the Steelers, so it's going to be even worse for us. Looks like Micah Parsons is not playing. That's a big plus.
Yeah,
for
that
us.
lineman Lawrence, he ain't playing either.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus
yeah.
Lawrence,
So,
he ain't playing.
A lot of injuries on the defensive line for the Dallas Cowboys. Steelers will be without Alex Highsmith. Pretty banged up offensive line as well. James Daniels went on IR this week, so that's really fun. We're going to try to play plug and play with a bunch of random people on offensive line. Justin Fields, probably a set in stone starter.
QB1.
now.
Yeah,
Do you think,
he's QB1.
do you think he's,
I play him.
do you think that he's QB1 for the Steelers as well? Is there anything that really takes you out of, like, we need to try
That's what
Russell
I meant
Wilson?
to ask you guys is how many losses does Justin Fields have to take before they put Wilson in?
I'll tell you this.
3?
Yeah, I think if the Steelers end up 3-3 here,
Yeah, if they lose 3 in a row, then I can
it'll
see
be
that,
it'll be
but-
in question. I don't know if it'll happen, but it'll definitely be in question, right?
Yeah.
I think you'd
But
roll
I don't
with
see
Fields.
Fields playing bad. So
I don't either.
He's played good.
No, I think he's played well. Last game he did immaculate in my opinion, and the
So-
almost comeback.
I mean, the fumble, the center exchange needs to get some work on.
Yeah, that's
But,
what
like,
really killed them. I think.
I don't necessarily put that on Fields. So
No, I think
No, I
that's
thought he looked great.
I think that's a all around. You can almost put it on the coaching staff for not having them practice it enough. Or
yeah,
something,
that
you know?
too. Like, yeah.
It's just everybody. I think it's an everybody problem there that they'll work on. I'm not really too concerned about it. I think the prospect that we have at center is really good. Starts and sits for the Steelers. Let's go to there because I think we'll have a pretty even take on who's going to win this game. The game is in Pittsburgh. Do you think that anybody is a guaranteed sit? Jalen Warren is out.
Yeah, Warren's out, Cordell Patterson's out, so it's really going to be the Najee show.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Wide
I think
receiver-wise?
you play Najee this week.
Mm-hmm. I would.
Because Cowboys defense is banged up. No Michael Parsons, no Dexter Lawrence,
Yeah.
no Travion Diggs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did he get hurt too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Yeah. we're all Steelers,
So,
right?
I think this is
Everybody.
gonna
Yeah.
be. I think this is gonna be a big Najee game.
Yeah, I see that.
I could
too.
see that.
Maybe not like touchdown wise, but yards wise. I think he breaks 100 this game.
Yeah, I say that for the Steelers, Najee, Pat Freiermuth, and Pickens are all starts. I would say on the Cowboys, the only starters that and Justin Fields, I'm sorry. And then for the Cowboys, I think that the only real starters that I like are CeeDee Lamb and Dak. If you have Dak as your quarterback, you'd play him. But other than that,
Yeah, Brandon Cooks is hurt. So
Yeah,
he's
Cooks
not
is
playing.
out.
he's cooked.
Yeah,
is out.
he has been cooked.
So he's
yeah.
out.
He's out.
Mm.
So
Yeah, he's hurt.
The Cowboys are for some reason also considered in the trade talks for Devontae Adams. I would hate that more than anything on this
Me
planet.
too.
That would be like the worst. Let me see. Is there anyone? I don't think any of the running backs. Rico Dwaddle, Zeke Elliott.
You don't want these guys.
I don't want any of
no,
those
that
guys in my
that running
lineup.
game for Cowboys has been bad.
Yeah. What about Jake Ferguson? I think he's an okay start.
He's a
he's
decent-
he's a worth start.
I think he's
He's tight end one material
Mm-hmm.
fantasy wise.
Yeah, I think so too. I would stay away from, like we said, everybody on the Cowboys who isn't named Ferguson, Lamb, or Dak, and don't play their defense as well. I don't think their defense can keep up with Justin Fields at all. Their defense is not a
Not without those guys.
no. Moving into Monday Night Football, one game this week. We enjoyed the two games. It always seemed like the theme was one game is really good and the other one is absolutely terrible. This week we got the New Orleans Saints. They will be traveling just a little bit north up to Kansas City, take on the Chiefs. Lou, who you got in that game?
I mean, smart money would say the Chiefs. I'm going to take the Saints, though. The Saints need a win. They've lost, I believe, the last two. They were on a red-hot streak, and then they lost. I think they're going to bring it back, and they're going to, shock people and pull off the upset against the Chiefs.
I agree with him.
No, I think the Chiefs win this one.
I'm tired of rooting for the Chiefs.
I'm not
I am
rooting
too.
for the
That's
Chiefs.
what I'm saying. Smart money would take the
picking
Chiefs.
the Chiefs, though, because it's what they do. They win.
I went with the Chiefs with you last week because they are the Chiefs, and they are the Super Bowl champions 2 years running.
No.
But I don't like them in this game. I think the New Orleans Saints shut them up.
I do, too. I'm with you.
Just a hunch. That's all I'm feeling. I think it would be a good storyline, too, for the NFL. So if it's rigged.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's why I'm taking the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's rigged.
Yeah, those refs, they sure do love the Chiefs.
Zebras.
When you're looking at what Vegas has, this game looks to be a decent scoring game. 43.5 is the over-under, and it looks like they're giving the Chiefs 5.5 points. Lou, do you think that sounds about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So do I. You said that Kareem Hunt was starting the week on the injury list as well as Kamara,
Yes,
but both have been cleared.
He's been cleared to play. He's good to go.
That's good news for us because I lost JT. I really need Kamara to back me up. He's been doing great this season. I think let's talk some starter sitters for this game because the Chiefs are going to be interesting. New Orleans Saints, I think, is pretty easy. We've been on the same vibe, I think, every single week with the New Orleans Saints. Only person I guess I would question with you guys here is, do you think Derek Carr is a play in that game?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
I would play him.
Would you play Derek Carr?
I wouldn't play
If you have
Derek
another option, go with the other
Carr. Yeah,
option.
if you have a better option than Derek Carr, go with the other option.
Yeah, because once you get to Monday night, you're stuck. You can't change it.
That's true.
Not waiting for a Monday night.
What about Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes is not doing well fantasy-wise.
Trade him.
Like,
I think you trade him.
I wouldn't necessarily trade him just yet because, it's still Patrick Mahomes.
I guess you are right, but he did lose his best receiver, which it seems like for the season.
Yeah.
They said I did want to mention this. They said with Rashee Rice, what they're going to do is they've got a first opinion. They're going to wait for the swelling in his knee to go down for like a week or two. Then they're going to get a second opinion before they put him on IR. Do you think that's silly?
Sounds pretty silly.
I mean, is he having surgery?
He's getting a second opinion on if he needs surgery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
know.
that's silly.
I think that is silly too because he's still going to be out at least a month.
Yeah.
Because you think about it this way. If the second opinion comes back and says, yeah, you do need that surgery, you've now wasted 3 weeks of recovery time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
and
why.
if the Chiefs make the playoffs, they could get him back, just like they could get Hollywood Brown back.
Who do you think will have a better fantasy day, Patrick Mahomes or Derek Carr?
I think it's going to be really close. I imagine Derek Carr maybe like a 16-point game. And
I think
Mahomes 18.
Derek Carr has a better fantasy
You
day
do?
than Mahomes.
So
Okay.
you gotta start Derek Carr.
So yeah, start Derek Carr over Patrick Mahomes. That's a wild one, but I think I kind of agree with you.
I'm with you guys.
Just given the talent that's around Carr, I think that he's going to have a better chance. Saints and Chiefs, again, another two sets of teams, Devontae Adams related, but doesn't look like the Raiders will trade him to the Chiefs. They've already announced that. They're like,
Yeah, I
no.
wouldn't. Be petty.
He says that Saints are on his option list as well. So there's that. We'll see for the Saints fans out there. I don't know if that helps you all that much getting Devontae Adams as well. You're running pretty well as you are. Getting back to starters, sitters, flex only. Rashid Shaheed. Do you think that he's a start?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually think, he's due for one.
I made a mistake last week and said he didn't do that great. He did do pretty good.
I'd play him.
I would play him as well. I think
Derek Carr likes throwing him the ball.
Would you label him as start or flex only?
Yeah, flex player.
I think flex only. I
Yeah,
don't think he's earned my trust to go the whole way up to my
He's
beating somebody else out of the roster.
He's a nice
spot.
wide receiver.
Depends on who
3.
you have. Like, I mean, I would maybe start him.
He's a nice wide receiver 3 flex option.
Yeah, wide receiver 3 flex
Yeah,
option. I agree.
I'll agree with that.
We play 3 wide receivers, so for us it's a little expanded. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know if everybody does that, but we enjoy it. But for sitters, is there any sitters for you guys in this game? I think that a lot of people are talking about like the streaming option is
think you
Juju
sit
Smith-Schuster. Kelsey's a sit.
Yeah.
I think Kelsey is
think you
a
sit Kelce.
start.
I think you
With
have to
Rasheed
start.
Rice being
I think you
out?
have to
I
start.
think you play
Kelce.
someone else other than Kelsey.
Oh my.
That's spicy take.
That is a spicy take. I think that Kelsey is an uptick for this week purely because Rice is out. I think Hunt's a play. You think Hunt's a play?
I think Hunt is a nice plug and play if you picked him up.
Yeah,
off
if you got
waivers
him
this week.
waivers, yeah. Kareem Hunt, or I'm not sorry, not Kareem Hunt. Alvin Kamara, obviously a play. Olave, obviously a play. Worthy, obviously a play.
Obviously, play. I think you have to play your
Yeah,
players.
Worthy is still wide receiver 3 flex option. For
Okay,
me.
flex only for you. I could vibe on that as well. Anyone else in that game of any significance that you could think of that you would be worried about or want people to know about? Juwan Johnson, is he a tight end streamer to cover?
No, I don't.
No, I wouldn't
I don't
pick him
think
up.
so either.
I think we
None of the
covered the
same-
bases
unless-
there.
Taysom
Unless
Hill's
it's
out.
Taysom Hill, but yeah, and he's going to be out.
So, yeah, other than that, covering the games, I think that pretty much covers everything that happened this week and stuff that you can look forward to. Stay tuned for our Q&A that'll be coming up. And if you have any questions in regards to any of the players that we've talked about in our starts and sits,
hit
drop
us.
them in the chat, and we'll definitely discuss them with you here coming up. Did I mention that the Chiefs are 5.5? I think I did, right?
You did, and I like the Saints over. If you don't feel confident about taking Saints money line, I feel pretty confident about taking them plus 5.5.
Yeah, me too. Well, getting into the next section that I did want to talk about, just kind of our parlay talk for this week. Lou, I know that you had mentioned that you have a couple. Ben, you said you don't have any yet, or did you have one or two?
I have a couple.
You have a couple?
couple.
I don't have too many yet, but as we go along here, I'm starting to think up a couple in my head that I think you could play this week. Before you get started, do you have yours ready?
I round robined it, but I
Oh,
have Tampa Bay, which busted. I took the Steelers over Dallas. I like the Steelers beating up Dallas's defense. I took the Vikings over the Jets. I think the Vikings are going to stay undefeated. And I like the Colts over who are they playing again?
They're playing a division match against
Jags.
Jags, yes, taking the Colts over the Jags because I think they're going to do the upset. Well, not really the upset. They haven't won down there in so long, so I think it's going to happen finally.
Okay. I could vibe on that.
That's all I got.
Ben, do you have yours up? If not, I can give
Yeah,
my
I'm
take
trying to
real quick.
find.
Oh, good.
I got straight
Take your
bets
time.
on. I got straight bets on all of them, and I got parlays with every permutation.
So if you are,
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
go ahead.
I did a round robin one as well. I only took 5, though. I took Panthers, Jets. This is all money line.
okay.
Commanders, Ravens, and Texans.
Commanders,
And I
Ravens, and
round
Texans.
robin those.
That's not a bad. Based on what we took for games this week, that doesn't sound too
No.
crazy. You and I seemed to side up a little more than me and him did, or the two of you did on our picks for
Yeah.
teams. So the teams that you thought were going to win, they sound like they're in your bet right there. So we'll see how that works out. If Ben's right, not only does he get money, but he also gets the bragging rights over us. For me, it really comes down to looking at some of these games and the spreads. I like a lot of spreads this week. Kind of what you were talking about with the Saints 5.5. I like the Saints 5.5. Another game that I really like, Commanders -3. That's at a 108 right now. I really like that as well. We were talking about the over-under for the Miami Dolphins and the Patriots game.
Patriots game low.
I think the low on that one's 35.5 right now. I think you guys should smash on that. Other than that, I think that taking the Ravens at -2.5 would not be bad. Last and not least, if you want to go early morning, you want to wake up. I'm hosting a breakfast and watch football at my house, and no one responded back to the chat. Good friends, but
I didn't see that.
you didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Oh well, yeah, we're gonna do breakfast at my house tomorrow. But if you're gonna wake up and gamble your money on that game, I think that the -2 for the Vikings is a little weird, but I would probably take that. I think that would be decent. And then taking the over/under 40.5, I think that game stays at an under for some reason. I think both defenses play competitively, and I think under 40.
I could see that. I don't like taking the over-unders, but I could see that.
I dabble in that. I used to be a really big anytime touchdown guy. If you were looking for anytime touchdowns this week, I would throw your money down for maybe Derrick Henry against the Bengals getting a
Yeah.
touchdown.
I like that.
I would then also probably look maybe at a Josh Allen rushing touchdown. That would be a little crazy, but possible.
I'll take a, I'll say a Wandale Robinson touchdown.
Wandell. I would go
He'll
Wandell
probably
for
get-
yards.
the
I
payout's
actually
probably
I
pretty
picked-
good.
I have Wandale as an anytime touchdown
Oh, yeah.
scorer in one of my crazy,
I
10
think-
leg parlays.
Lou, tell me if you think this might be right. Who is the biggest benefactor from this podcast? It's this guy over
Yeah,
here.
it is this guy right here.
He's taking our hot takes, picking them up in free agency, guys. If you'd have looked at our free agency this week, this guy is a waiver wire weasel. Okay, every single player that you could have possibly wanted to pick up, he was
did.
either the first or the second claim on that player this week.
No,
watch
dude, I
out for
was
this
10.
guy.
I was 10 in the waiver wire.
No, I mean, but like if you looked at like who got the claim,
Oh,
like
yeah.
if it wasn't like if I got the player, you were right behind me as the
Yeah, I
next
was.
one to want them.
It was, yeah.
But other than that, guys, I think that covers our parlays. Do you have anything else on it?
No, that's all I have.
Yeah. If you're going for maybe like a rookie of the year so far, let's go Jade. Let's go Jade Dance.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
think.
dude, throw it down on him.
Daniels.
I
Like,
can maybe
Four.
feel risky and take Neighbors since he's hurt right now. The payout's probably a little better. I still feel like the favorite is Jaden
Yeah.
Daniels.
it's got to be.
That award's normally like a quarterback
Yeah,
award.
that's-
Whenever
that's-
there's a good rookie quarterback,
Yeah.
So
I think that you can't outbeat a quarterback.
That's
as a
what
wide
I
receiver.
agree with that.
Just wanted to give a quick shout out before we go back into a little Q&A and everything here, guys. Make sure you check us out on socials. If you're watching us here on TikTok, just go to our bio. It's got everything in there. We're on Spotify at The Wombo Combo Show. We're on Twitter at The Wombo Combo SH because show was too long, apparently. YouTube, that's part of our contest
Yeah.
ending on Tuesday. Go to our YouTube page, click on the subscribe, like our channel, like our latest video.
Drop a comment, say
drop a
that you
comment.
did that.
Yeah, you'll be entered in to win the T-shirt. As long as you live on Earth, we'll ship it to you somewhere.
Yeah.
If you're the winner, we'll be pulling that live Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you're tagged into that. Get your name in. Other than that, we're on Twitch at The Wombo Combo Show. If you want to watch live on Twitch, that's the other option for our live show. We're always on TikTok and Twitch. If you want to catch the live version, we want to, talk to our community, talk to our fans. So that's why we do that.
sir.
We are on YouTube, like I said, at The Wombo Combo Show if you can't make it, and also on Spotify at The Wombo Combo Show. If you can't make the show, want to catch up, want to see what we have to say in regards to the NFL games or fantasy football, we got you. We're on there. You can listen to us in the car.
Yeah.
I have. It's a little weird listening to myself,
I bet.
but it's but you got to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I
But
agree.
other than that, that covers all what I wanted to get at this week. So if you're listening on Spotify or YouTube, thank you for listening or watching, and then we will see you
yeah, appreciate the support. We'll see you
next
Tuesday.
week on Tuesday. And
Yeah, we'll
make
be
sure
here
you're
Tuesday.
watching because we're going to have the T-shirt contest. Wet T-shirt contest. No, I'm kidding. At this point in time, I guess we'll move on.